So there's a heavy downpour that's coming in right now from the west. This downpour actually formed because of cold air aloft and basically an upper level low that's currently passing over the area. There is some frontogenesis that is forming as we're having, as you can see, northeast wind here, while aloft there is a southerly flow. So there is definitely some veering winds. Veering winds is when you have winds changing with height. It's a form of shear. Actually, we're actually having veering winds. Backing winds is when you have winds that are coming out of turning from left going to the right, but we're having more of a left flow. So the winds are going northeast, but then they're veering to the south. Even though the air aloft is cold, the flow aloft is from the south. So you're having a northeast wind at the surface and a southwest flow aloft. That is a veering wind. But a backing wind is when you have a flow that is more like you have a northerly wind at the surface and a westerly flow aloft. So it's backing like this. Or you're having a north wind at the surface and a westerly flow aloft. So the wind is backing like this. So some flashes over there. I thought it was lightning, but I heard a couple pops, so it's probably fireworks down there. There were some thunderstorms in the area. There was actually there was even some hail cores actually over Newark, New Jersey earlier today, even over Jersey City. There were some hail cores. This is the remnants of that. It's actually on the northeast line all day today. My grandmother told me that it was absolutely pouring here earlier today, while where I was at Staples, there was hardly any rain. Yeah, just a couple miles north, areas just north of Regal Park, like Elmhurst, Corona, were absolutely drenched with rain. Even a flash flood warning was issued. So yeah. The weather tomorrow is going to be similar to today, except you're going to have winds coming, precipitation coming from the north. Also, Elsa is now a hurricane. It was a hurricane as of this afternoon. I'm really concerned about Haiti, Dominican Republic, and Cuba. Those areas are going to get absolutely decimated with flooding rains and damaging and destructive winds. I think that Elsa will likely become a strong hurricane. I am not sure if she's going to become a major hurricane, but she will come close. Elsa is entering a very favorable environment for development. Very warm temperatures, low shear. However, Elsa is moving pretty fast, so interaction with Hispaniola is very likely within the next 24 to 36 hours. And then Cuba, 48 to 60 hours out. And then Elsa will turn north into the Gulf or possibly up the East Coast. There's two possibilities. Florida is in the dead center of the track. So I've been looking at the ensembles. There are some that are showing it into the Gulf and up the Gulf, into like the Eastern Gulf. And some that are going up off the east coast of Florida. And then like up the East Coast and off. So there's several possibilities with the track of Elsa that need to be fine-tuned. But if Elsa remains stronger and misses the mountains of Cuba, there's a chance she could be picked up by the westerlies and forced to go north. And if the westerlies are strong enough, Elsa could also be pushed off the coast and miss the eastern seaboard entirely and Florida entirely. That's one possibility. Another possibility is Elsa will remain moderately strong, will impact Cuba, Hispaniola, and then pass through the Florida Straits into Florida, moving north, and then from there going basically up the East Coast, bringing heavy rains from Florida to basically the Delmarva, and maybe some like basically, and New York City and Long Island and the northern Mid-Atlantic will basically get the stink from the storm. Humidity, some beach swells, so like large swells along the coast, and maybe some showers from the outer bands and the moisture. And the first possibility is going to the Gulf, being a stronger system, making landfall in the Florida Panhandle as a Category 1 or 2 hurricane, and then going up the East Coast, bringing everyone strong winds from Florida to basically North Carolina, and then heavy rain from North Carolina to New York City with some flooding. Because Elsa will be moving pretty fast. This is not going to be a slow-moving system. I've been looking at the Atlantic water temperatures. Off the East Coast, water temperatures are well above normal, running about 5 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit above normal in the entire, like, right off the New York City coast and off of Massachusetts as well. Water temperatures are extremely warm. And not only extremely warm, but like near record territories. Arctic sea ice is not doing well this year at all. However, Antarctic sea ice, on the other hand, is doing very well this year, as we're above the 1979 to 2010 average, which is something that I really want to see. That's actually really good. Global temperatures have stabilized the last couple of years. However, the long-term trend has been up. The reason for that stabilization of global temperatures has been a couple of cooling factors, such as record low sunspot activity, well, record for like the last 200 years, and also there's been lots of volcanic eruptions and also La Nina. So you had 3 cooling factors, but that only caused, even though temperatures have decreased a little bit, they're still well above where they were in 1979. So even with all those factors in play, natural factors, the sun, volcanoes, and oceanic fluctuations, the long-term average trend is still increasing and not decreasing because of the impact of climate change. So basically, when you're having a La Nina, you would think that that would lead to more cooling, and normally it does. Back in 1979, it would lead to significant cooling. I just saw another firework flash over there. Could be lightning, but it was most likely fireworks. Probably going to hear a pop within like a few seconds. Yep, that was it. I don't know if you heard that little thump, but that was that was a little pop from the firework. And surprisingly, the rain isn't as hard as I expected, considering what it looked like on radar, because we were like seeing oranges and reds. Maybe the showers are kind of elevated, so there's some evaporation going on, because there is cold air aloft. But let me reiterate this again. Elsa is a very dangerous storm for those in Hispaniola, Cuba, and even northern part of Jamaica. But that's if it takes a more southern track. But I'm really concerned about Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Because if it passes over those islands with all the high terrain, there's going to be lots of flooding. This is going to be a very heavy rain producer for Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and the mountainous regions of southwest Cuba, as one of the tallest mountains in Cuba is actually in central southwest Cuba, with a peak over 7,000 feet, approaching 8,000 feet actually. Actually, the tallest mountain in Cuba, I believe, might actually be 10,000 feet. Not exactly sure what the highest peak is, but it's definitely in the high 7,000 to 8,000 range. Actually, let me look that up quickly. So yeah, also I just got interrupted with a phone call. I'm like, why did my video just freeze? Anyway, as I was saying, to avoid in the future dealing with issues with videos, I'm not going to be filming, I'm not going to be live streaming during thunderstorms anymore. Mainly because quality is really bad, and I want better quality, so I'll probably also purchase a tripod in the future and camera, but that's distant future. So whenever there's going to be a really strong thunderstorm, I will record with my phone and then upload to YouTube. So as you can see, it's raining really hard right now. There was actually quite a bit of flooding today. Even though the storms were caused by cold air aloft, there was some hail. Actually, there was a slight risk issued, marginal risk issued today for hail, which I think was a very good call by the National Weather Service, as there was quite a bit of hail today in upstate New York. Some storms actually had some pretty large hail, too. So, yeah, there was quite a bit of hailers today. Yesterday, it was more of a wind event. It was more of a wind and thunderstorm event. Today, it's the same system. Tomorrow, more of the same. You're going to have a different trajectory, and you're going to have a little more cold air aloft. The air aloft tomorrow will be colder, so any storms that do form will produce hail, definitely. Main threat is going to be New Jersey. Long Island will just have too much cloud cover. So I will likely be heading into New Jersey tomorrow to film some of the storms again, but I will probably be heading into Trenton again, or central northern New Jersey. I will look at the models and look where the most sunshine is, and I will head to that area. So I will look at the models, and I'll do some nowcasting tomorrow morning, and then I will decide where to go from there. I will probably try to be heading out by 9 a.m. So I'll probably have to get up early tomorrow. So I'm going to be heading home now. Yeah, it's raining pretty hard right now. So yeah, there's a bit of a creek now forming. So yeah, it's raining really hard. I think New York City is probably going to get a half inch, maybe an inch from this. Well, probably not an inch. I would say half an inch. I think Central Park today will end up with about an inch or so of rain. So yeah, I think Central Park will end up with about an inch of rain because of the earlier storms. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye.